All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome. So welcome to Sunday Night Charts. We're going to jump into the Bitcoin chart tonight, guys, and we got a pump to 73 to 75K coming. It could be, but we may not. I'll show you the different wave structures I'm watching for. I'll show you the different things we're looking for in the market, and we'll see what's going on. But nobody knows right now. It's looking pretty bullish at this moment in this current wave, but I'll talk to you about the wave structure that I'm thinking that it is, and warn you about what it could do after that. So with that said, guys, let's jump into the charts tonight. Welcome, guys, if you're just now jumping in. Good to see you guys. What's up, Jay Bird and Fred and Ryan? Hey, Seth, my friend, how are you, buddy? Ernest of Gaia and James Bond, how are you guys doing? Appreciate you guys coming on in. I'm just going to kind of make quick work of the hellos and get right to business. Okay. Don't forget, none of this is intended to be financial advice. Never intended to be that. Always just showing you what the market looks like from an Elliott wave perspective. Let me know if I've got good audio and video, please. Excuse me. All right. Redskins didn't have a very good day today, but yet I'm sporting my Redskins shirt. Hey, Crypto Fever, what's up, Jay? How are you, buddy? Hey, Johnny English, what's up, buddy? I'm doing okay. Doing just fine. All right. With that said, we're gonna just start looking right into the market, guys. We'll start with Bitcoin. We'll look at Ethereum as well. Look at a count that I have for ADA. A fairly bullish count, at least for now. It's actually an overall bearish count, but it's got a big bull move coming, if I'm right. So we'll look at that as well. We'll try to take a look at the S&P 500, Algo, XRP. We'll just take a look at the DXY. Just kind of give a good look at the entire market, see what the wave structure is. Let me just say on the outset, guys, I'm an Elliott wave trader. Let me explain what that means for those of you still new to the channel. I'm not here to make predictions, okay? I'm not here to give you financial advice, okay? I'm not here to make a prediction. Elliott wave is about is an agreement, or at least to embrace Elliott wave theory, you have to understand that the market does in fact move in patterns of fives and threes. And those fives and threes make distinguishable patterns that are reproducible and identifiable in the market. Once you learn to identify those patterns, you can have some predictability about where the market could go. So, what I'm going to do is analyze the current chart, and in light of Elliott wave theory, looking for fives and threes. We're going to put them together. We're going to try to discern where the impulses are, where the corrections are, which way the market is actually moving in the current scheme of things, and then try to discern where the market might be going in light of that, and the wave shapes that we could expect if we're right. And we'll develop a trade plan that, at least if we begin to see the things we expect to see for our different scenarios, then we can follow our trade plan. Otherwise, we can have invalidations for that trade plan. So that's what my Elliott wave trading is, for those of you brand new to the channel. Awesome. Hey, Lawyer Tom, I love an open mind. Elliott wave theory is amazing. It's something I've been studying for 4 years, and I've found to be a very, very good analytical tool. It's not all there is to analyzing the market, but what I focus in on my channel, on identifying the Elliott wave patterns. We could look at all kinds of other things, and we do on Sunday nights. We go into depth into other things. But that being said, appreciate the open-mindedness, guys. I'm not here to be right. I'm not here to make any calls either, guys. A lot of people just say, Jim, you're always wrong. I just can't be. Basically, I'm going to look at structures and see where the market might be going, and I'm going to give you different possibilities. I don't know where the market is going to go, but I'm going to give you an if-then statement. If you see this, then this is going to happen, and if you see this, then this could happen. And so we'll just talk about the different scenarios that they play out. The other thing I want to explain is that if I talk about the market pumping to 73K, that doesn't mean it's necessarily going to pump to 73K tonight, guys. The market takes time to move. I made I made a I love when I make videos. Like last week, I had a title that said, we could have a dump to 38K, and then people are like, no, you got it wrong. I'm like, did you think I meant 38K in 5 minutes? That the market was going to tank in 5 minutes? That I expected it to move while I was going live or anything like that? Is that what you expected? And did you expect the market just to turn on a dime and take no time to move $30,000 in price? No. When I say the market could dump to 38K, it just means that we might be on a trajectory to that over the next several weeks and months. It could play out in several days. The market could be that bearish and that scared. Once the market starts to sell off, there might be a move down to 38K. I've got a count that takes us down there. It doesn't mean it'll go down there. I just have a way of looking at the market. That's 38K. Where we are in the wave count, it just depends on the count. Where we are on the small time frame depends on the macro, and it also just depends. It depends on the small wave count. Where we are on the small wave count depends on the small wave count. Where we're going depends on certain things. So we're going to give you a macro look at where the market might be going, and then we're going to look at the small wave counts in light of that macro and see if we can figure out what shape the market might take. Anyway, so with that said, guys, again, not financial advice, but I am going to be speaking from an Elliott Wave perspective. I pray that introduction would stay off some of you would-be trolls who are just coming to the channel just to be trolly. I tell you what, I'm not going to tolerate any kind of disrespectful comment. If you want to disagree with me, I'm more than happy for you to disagree, but I will not tolerate any disrespect because I just don't have time for it, and I don't have the emotional capacity to handle that right now. I usually take 2 hours of my time to do these live streams on Sunday nights. I don't make a lot of money on YouTube. I really don't. I make a couple of $100 a month on ads. It's really the time doesn't add up. I spend all my time in the Discord, and I service them. The time I spend on YouTube, I would rather not do lives. I don't enjoy them a whole lot because I have to deal with trolls a lot, and it really messes up my own. Because I just don't like people who are unkind. I don't like people who don't know how to be part of a community and disagree with any kind of class and respect. So no, Chemo, I don't think you can. If anything, buddy, I need you to be on my side. Clearly, I hate getting shot at from the same side. So anyway, Leo, don't forget, I've got a couple. Leo Devta there. I've got a couple of. I can give you my PayPal address if you want to send me some money for a snowball microphone. Be glad to be glad to buy one on your recommendation, buddy. I also have some wallets there in my address if you want to do that. So anyway, guys, I'm just here to give some thoughts based upon what I'm seeing. Okay, and hey, love you guys too. Appreciate it. I was just trying to take some time at the beginning of the live stream just to set the tone. Because I just want everybody to know what I'm here to do, what I'm not here to do. I'm not here to make a call, and I'm not here to tell you where the market's going. I'm here to show you what I'm seeing in the market and where the market could go based upon wave structure analysis. So I'm going to give it my best go. I'm really good at wave structure analysis. It's a strength of mine. It's kind of who I am in this area. If I'm good at puzzles, I'm good at putting things together. That doesn't mean I always, my conclusions are always perfect or always right. As far as when I offer you 3 ideas and then tell you which one I think might happen, the one I think doesn't necessarily happen, but usually one of my options will happen. So with that said, let's jump in, guys. Thanks for being so kind with your comments here. So yeah, I saw the request for DOT. I'll take a look at DOT. Ryan jumped in with a fib extension. 2017 move lines up perfectly. 73. Yeah. 73, that 73 area is a key level, so we'll look at that. We'll pull the fibs on the higher time frames as well. We'll look at the macro on the log scale from the beginning of time, and I'll pick up where I left off with the Alessio Rastani response video that I gave this past week. If you didn't catch that, make sure you catch it. I responded to Alessio's video and his wave count just to try something a little different. So with that said, all right, let's jump in here, guys. Get a little bit something to drink. This is just water here tonight, guys. Just water. Let's jump in. Where should we start? Where should we start? Let's start with the macro because we need to understand where we are in the larger time frame. Okay, so let's do that. Excuse me. Gotta get my chart knuckles. All right. Let's see. Let's get going here. So the first thing I see on the 8-hour chart that I want to highlight here is I see bullishness. When I just zoom out and look at that chart, I see bullishness. Now, what jumps out at me as far as bullishness is concerned is the RSI. The RSI is showing me a very bullish look, and I'll show you what I'm seeing there in just a second. I'm seeing hidden bullish divergence. Okay, right here, if you'll notice the bottom of this peak up to that peak, you'll notice that they're sloping differently there. That's what we call hidden bullish divergence. It's letting us know that the RSI is moving at a greater pace to the downside. It's moving at a much steeper rate to the downside than price is. Okay, so price is moving down, the RSI is moving down, but when you compare the two and how they're doing in relationship to the previous wave, the RSI is winning. Okay, when the RSI is resetting faster, it's meaning that the seller momentum is running out. As we get what we call oversold, as we move towards oversold in the RSI, seller momentum is being indicated that the sellers are dying out. Now, how does the RSI know that the seller momentum is dying out? Well, good question. Because it measures seller strength of previous waves and buyer strength of previous waves. It measures the buyer strength based upon price and time of 14 previous candles. And then it compares the current price movement based upon price and time. Price and time are taken into consideration. And so price may not be moving a lot when the market is kind of going choppy and sideways like it's been doing for the past 2 days. It's been kind of going choppy and sideways. Price isn't really going anywhere, yet time is being taken up, and so the RSI, excuse me, I got a cough here. The RSI has been moving to the downside even more, and so what you'll find is that over time, price may not move a whole lot, but the RSI may. That means the sellers are losing their opportunity to push this wave down. Okay, generally speaking, a wave gets pushed down in 5 waves or 3 waves, depending on whether it's an impulse or a correction. If it's an impulse wave, guys, it'll be 5 waves. If it's a corrective wave, it'll be 3 waves. So it behooves us to know whether it's an impulse or a correction. How do we do that? Well, we look at the character of the wave. We look at the structure of the wave, and we identify whether it's an impulse or a correction. The direction of the impulse is generally the direction of the trend. The direction of the corrections are the direction of the counter trend or opposite of the trend. So we want to identify which way the trend is going. The RSI helps us to do that because it lets you know how powerful a move is in relationship to the previous move. So when I'm looking at this chart right here, I see that the RSI is resetting to the downside a lot faster here than price is. That's bullish. It's letting you know that the sellers are losing their momentum. The buyers will be coming back in at a certain time in the near future. I don't know that this wave is complete. It just means that time is running out for the sellers. There's the seller momentum is potentially waning, and the bulls are holding price up while the sellers are trying to push price down, but they're unable to do that, and their power is weakening. So that's what I'm seeing here on the 8-hour chart. Just looking at it outside in without even looking at wave structure. If I go down to the 6-hour, you see that same bullish divergence, generally speaking, and it usually gets a little bit more powerful the smaller the time frame you go. The 4-hour chart is even more eminent as far as the bullish divergence that you see. Okay. The 1 hour chart, however, you'll notice that the bullish divergence has already played out. Okay, we had a move to the downside on the RSI. You'll notice right here, and then right in here, okay, we had the hidden bull. We had hidden bullish divergence right in here. Actually, they wiped out the hidden bull right there, technically speaking. So I can't speak of that as hidden bull. I can on the 2 hour, but not on the 1 hour. That being said, the market has started, the RSI, you'll notice, has started to go back up. Now, what I notice here, looking at this RSI, is that the RSI has gone back up, and it's going back up bearishly. You say, Jim, how could that RSI be bearish? Well, that's a great question. Again, when we're looking at price and time and how price oscillates over time in relationship with the RSI, you'll notice that the RSI is actually reaching the top of its previous peak a lot faster than price is. Okay, so let me compare this peak. Let's start with the previous peak first. There's a previous peak there, and you'll notice that we have an upward sloping line there. In other words, and the upward sloping doesn't mean anything other than that the RSI has exceeded that previous peak. Now, when we compare the same peak on when you compare the same peak on what do you call it, on price, you'll notice that price has not exceeded that peak. In other words, price has not been able to move in the same way or in the same relationship of the other peaks as the RSI has. And so that technically what we're looking at is what we call hidden bearish divergence. Okay, that the RSI is actually going up, yes, but it's going up and it's resetting bearishly. So that's bearish. It's letting me know on the 1 hour chart there's a good chance for another move to the downside on the 1 hour chart. However, if we go back to the 6 hour and the 8 hour, we'll notice that price, the RSI, is moving down bullishly. There's some hidden bull there, but what's the problem? The seller's momentum really hasn't been exhausted. Generally speaking, when the RSI makes its way down here to oversold, that's when we say, okay, sellers are about exhausted. We would expect an imminent reversal to the upside, at least a little bit more probable. So my guess, looking at this chart, is that this is going to make another move to the downside. My guess is that that's going to be the fifth wave and the final move of this particular wave. That's the basic way I'm looking at that from an RSI and putting RSI with Elliott wave together. Now, I'm taking a little time and teaching this evening about RSI and hidden bull and divergence. You guys may know all about divergences, but there might be somebody watching, and I'd be curious to know if it's you, that you really didn't understand divergence from the RSI. You didn't know how to read that, and you just got one of your first lessons in RSI. That'd be interesting to know if you're one of those people that just got one of your first lessons in the RSI and how to read divergences, especially hidden divergence. I'm doing a lot of talking here, so we'll keep on rocking. So when I'm looking at this structure here, I don't want to put it all together quite yet, but I guess I will. There's a couple accounts that we can be looking for, and I'll talk to you about just what I'm thinking here. The first off, when I look at this structure, okay, right here, going up, that's an impulse wave that finished at the top here. I know a lot of people believe that this is part of a flat or something like that, and that's part of a correction. I do not consider that, in my own personal opinion, as part of a correction. In fact, I believe the very top was the very last wave, okay, right up here, which was 64,879. That was the all-time high prior to the one that we just made, okay? Awesome, Andy, thanks for that. Hoji, Hoji, I don't know how to say your name, but I'm definitely going to make some connections here with Elliott Wave in just a minute, even stronger. Because for an Elliott Wave trader, we depend wholeheartedly on the RSI. It is a major indicator for us, okay, as Elliott Wave traders. We have to understand how to read it and how to understand. Nice, Ernest. I remember you from back then. You're in my videos. you're in the old school days. Yep. All right. So anyway, I'm looking at this as the top. The way I would count this wave is we're looking for 5 waves here. Whatever this wave is from here to here. We know that's an impulse wave. It's got the shape of an impulse wave. Okay. MACD, in my opinion, is a little lagging with the divergence. Hoji. Okay, thank you. Is it Hoji or Hoji? Where's the emphasis on which syllable? So yeah, let me know. I always like to pronounce people's names correctly. Now, this is an impulse wave from the bottom of the COVID dump to the top of our last all-time high prior to this all-time high. So we're going to count this in 5 waves. And basically, to count this one in 5 waves, here's the way I do it. Oops, come on, Jim. Trying to get my RSI off the chart. There we go. Now this 1, 2 down here is really sketch. It actually was very bullish here, but that's 1 and that's 2. This whole thing up to here is 1. Okay, you said I got it right, but I don't know which one. Is it Hoji or Hoji? Is it emphasis on the first syllable or emphasis on the second syllable? All right, anyway, with that said, this is the 3rd wave right here. Why do I count that as the 3rd wave? Well, let me show you, and then the rest is the 5th wave. When you go to the RSI, what you'll notice is that the 3rd wave generally makes the highest peak. Okay, the 3rd wave makes the highest peak, and then you have divergence between the 3rd wave and the top of the 5th wave, and we certainly have divergence here between the top of the 5th wave, which is right there. Okay, so we have the divergence between the 3rd and the 5th wave, and that's expected on the RSI. That's one of the telltales. The highest peak in the RSI, if you're on the proper time frame, especially, is okay. First syllable, Hoji. Okay, got it. Thank you, buddy. Seth, looking for the right emphasis on the right syllable. I got you. Okay. So anyway, there's 5 waves there. That's the way I'm counting it. You say, how do you count this 5th wave? Well, there's 5 waves in that as well. And what you'll notice is that when we got a 1 and a 2 right here, the 3 is going to be the highest peak right here. So there's 3, 4, and then we're going to get the 5th. Or the other way to that's a good way to look at it. The other way is that we can look at this as an ending diagonal. Okay, an ending diagonal, which is probably a better way. We're going to look at this as an ending diagonal like that, where you actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's a diagonal, and that's the way I count that particular wave. So I think that's clear. That's plain. That's the way I count that wave. I don't believe any other count. That's my count. Hey, Samira, I take a long time presenting information, so give me some time. I'll probably answer your question. Okay. As far as that ending diagonal in the 5th, let's see, the major 5th was going to be I probably was wrong on that. Just looking at it, it has the shape of a diagonal. But I'm probably incorrect about that. So I'm gonna backtrack on that a little bit. But yes, ending diagonals generally are all 3s, but also they can be 5, 3, 5, 3, 5. I don't know if there's a rule whether the 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 is only reserved for beginning diagonal. That's a hole in my knowledge right now. But I know diagonals in general can be 5, 3, 5, 3, 5 or 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Usually they're 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, like you've pointed out. And like I said, the macro, it's got a kind of a diagonal shape, and that's what I was looking at. I didn't really take a lot of look at the overlap and the wave count, but definitely the wave count can be 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, and I have read that they don't have to overlap. There is an overall diagonal shape, just to answer your question quickly. But we're going to move on here. So I'm just working my way through this count right here. So we finished that wave. That wave is complete. Now let's look at this wave right here and then just get a count for that wave and understand it, okay? So what we know we have is we have a completed impulse from the bottom of COVID to the top of that. Now again, that has a context, and we'll look at that context shortly. But what is this next move? Well, the next move is a 3-wave move. Okay, it's basically boom, boom, and boom like that. It's going to move there, guys. I'm going to ignore all the questions in the chat from this point on until I can just get this count out, because if I stop, I can't ever get a cogent thought out. So if you guys put a question in now, I'm not going to really see it for another 20 minutes. So you might just sit and listen and enjoy the content and the teaching here, because it's really a lot of thought that goes behind my analysis, and I want to present that in a cogent way so the trolls just can't say I'm wrong. But I want you to listen to a complete argument so you can know why I've come to the conclusions that I've come to, and that you can rationally disagree with me in a respectful way, and we can have a good conversation. But it's going to take me some time to get that information to you guys, okay? All right. So anyway, now the next move, we had 5 moves to the upside, and I've given you a count for that, a subwave count. Now let's look at the Bob, I love you too, buddy. Let's look at the 3-wave count here. So this is looking like an ABC to the downside. Now, there's a lot of disagreement with what's going on down here. Okay, lots of disagreement. So I'm going to either put the bottom of C right there at the bottom of this wave, or I'm going to put it at the bottom here. And we had a truncated 5th wave. Now, that's a possibility. Okay. Either way, I really don't care. I know that, but there are some implications for what this is. For what this wave, for what this current wave is, there are some implications as to what you call that wave right there. So that's going to be actually an area where we can really disagree and argue about, and probably won't have an answer for until the market finishes. So this wave right here, we're not going to really know what it is with any certainty until the market actually goes and makes a structure that cannot be argued with in any way, shape, or form, that there can't be any other options for that. So with that said, I don't know exactly the exact wave count of every count down here. I've got some ideas, but with that said, sometimes you just got to move on and talk about the possibilities from there. But I'm seeing this as 3 waves. Okay, I would count the C always gets 5 waves. I would count the 5 waves in C like this: 1, 2, 3. We had a flat right here for the 4th, and either the 5th was put in right here or the 5th was put in right here, and it had what we call a truncated 5th wave. It did not make a lower low. Okay, I tend to be one of those that puts it right here. Now, what that means for the So now we're building some understanding that we have a 3-wave move here. So the question is, an Elliott wave, what can follow this 3-wave move? Generally speaking, after you get a correction, you'll get another impulse wave. And so we might be having an impulse wave to the upside. Now, if that's an impulse wave, we're going to count it as 5 waves. So I'm going to go ahead and get that off the chart. We agree that this is 5 waves. We agree that this is 3 waves. Now we have to figure out what this wave is. Is it 5 waves or 3 waves? And I don't know what it is, but I can see the structure that it's making, and then you might say, well, I know what it is, and I'm going to say, no, you don't. You have an idea what it is. It looks like something you're familiar with, but until that structure actually finishes and begins making the next structure and does what we call in our Discord breaking structure, when it begins to break structure, we know that that wave is finished because it's showing signs of being finished, and we can move on to the next wave, and we just go wave by wave as Elliott wave traders. We personally don't care where the market is going. As traders, if the market's going down, we're going to make money going down. If the market's going up, we're going to make money going up. Okay, because we trade with the waves. We try to surf the waves and trade with the market. And so we always have ideas where the market might be heading, but we're often very wrong. But usually one of our ideas is correct, and we know what to look for and how to trade those ideas. Okay, so I'm going to offer you some ideas now for the next 5 to 15 minutes here on what this wave could be, and then what that's going to do is it's going to then say, okay, if I give you an idea now that I don't know whether it's it's going to happen or not, but I'm going to give you an idea for what that wave could be based on Elliott wave structures. Then I'm going to give you a conclusion as to what it could be afterwards. In other words, what could come after that. So if this, then that. And that's what we need to spend some time doing. You guys should take some screenshots. If you want to take some screenshots, save them on your computer or just refer back to this video. Remember the timestamp. Where are we in time, guys? I don't even know how long time has gone by. We've gone for 29 minutes. So, guys, remember the 29-minute mark or so. Best I can see, it's been about 29 minutes. So, remember the 29-minute mark. It's going to be on this video where I start presenting my ideas for Bitcoin, okay, for this current wave. All right, so here we go. Idea number one. The first thing that could happen. Now, all right, OBS just disconnected and just connected. So, let me know when we're back, guys. Let me know when we're back. Make sure we're good here in OBS. Looks good. Got a good connection. Awesome. Well, you know that YouTube, Google is taking 30 cents of that dollar, man. So, but 70 cents, that can buy me partial Coca-Cola, I imagine. What else could it get me? Maybe a coffee if I was over 65. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Now we're at minute 30, getting ready to start. All right, here we go. So anyway, I love you, man. Don't be a stranger. Talk to me sometime. Let's see. We got 5 waves here, a 3-wave pullback. Now what's going on with this? Well, we have what could happen after 3 waves? Well, we could get another 3 waves. Okay. Now, this 3 waves would generally measure correctively, and so we'd pull the fibs on it, and we'd measure that guy. When we mean by corrective measurement, all right, I'll see you later, Mac. I set the tone at the beginning of the at the live, and I if you want to apologize for that comment, that'd be great. Otherwise, I'm just gonna send you on your way. I'm not gonna take any crap in the comments tonight. I already set the tone. I'd like you to listen to the first 5 minutes of the live because I explained some things, and there's some by that comment you have no clue as to what I'm doing here on my channel. I just don't have time for it. Yeah. Anyway, if you wanna say something respectfully, that's fine. I'm glad you made money going the opposite way of my of what I thought it might do. Great for you, but you know what? That's just kind of a crap statement, and I'm just not going to take it tonight. So if you want to apologize, otherwise I'll see you later. So I'll give you a second to respond to that because that's just crappy. All right. So back to what I was saying, and if I start getting a bunch of crap comments, guys, with a crappy spirit, I'm just gonna cut the live because I like I said, I just don't have the emotional stamina tonight to deal with it. I'm here trying to do well by you guys to teach. It's hard to ignore them, Andy. I'll be honest with you. It's super hard to ignore. So anyway, all right. Mac, you make a YouTube channel. We'll all go to your channel and watch what you talk about. As if I didn't make money on the markets moving. Tag on it. I'm sorry. I did it again. All right. I'm not going to respond anymore. Thanks, Rev. You need to remind me of him. All right, yeah. I'm gonna hide the chat. I'll let you guys talk. Chemo, send them if they don't know how to be classy. Just send them for me, okay, buddy? All right, hiding the chats. You're going away. I'm gonna start giving you some information. All right, here we go. First off, The first thing that could happen after a three-wave move is we could get another three-wave move that measures correctively. What that would look like is it would make an ABC off the bottom. It could be a WXY, any number of three-wave possibilities. Okay, once that three waves is finished, it can even break the high, and this would be setting us up for what we call a flat. Okay, so in Elliott wave theory, there are many, and I did a video on this. I think the name of the video was called "This Wave Structure is a Game Changer," and I explained in detail. Definitely go watch that video. I'm not going to explain in detail other than what I'm doing right here, but I showed many flats throughout the market. Excuse me, my nose is itching. And the flats in the market, I show what they look like and how they act and why they do what they do. And what we can expect if this is what we call a large flat in Elliott wave structure. And so basically, this three wave can go all the way up in three waves. This thing could get all the way up to about 79K and still be a flat. Let me pull the fibs here one more way, and I think we see good confluence in around the 73 to 75K range. The 73, this range right here is the range I'm particularly interested in. Hence the title tonight. Are we getting ready to get a pump to 73K? I'm particularly interested in that range. Why am I interested in that range? Because I pulled the retrace of this last move, and this is 127%, the 127 extension, retrace extension of the previous wave, and that is a common area for flats to make their way to. What I also see is I see a wave structure here that looks like it needs one more wave to the upside, and that one more wave has a strong possibility just to be finishing right around 71 to 75K in that ballpark, depending on how big that wave is. In other words, I see a wave structure that seems to support the idea that we could indeed be going up there in 5 waves, finishing a structure which would be followed by a move to the downside. In other words, if we pump up to this region, one of the things from an Elliott wave perspective that we could expect, it's possible, is that we could get 5 waves down to the downside that gets us down to 38K or deeper. It could go lower, as low as about $12,000. Now, I don't know, and I'm not here to tell you whether it's going to do that or not. I don't have any prediction. I'm not here to make a call. I'm telling you that's an Elliott wave structure that happens time and time again in the market, over and over and over, that we see it, okay? It happens over and over and over. I showed in the video this last week, this wave structure is a game changer. Go find that video, and you'll see where I explain what a flat is, what it looks like, what it's made of, and where it generally comes from in as far as a Fibonacci extension. So as an Elliott wave trader, we are at least keen on this idea, or on this potential that this wave could pop up here and get up here to this region about 75K and finish and find a top. Now, I'm not here to call a top. I'm simply saying that that's a region I'm interested in, that I'm going to pay attention to. Okay, so y'all need to hear my language. I hope you're hearing it. I'm trying to be very intentional tonight about what I'm doing and what I'm not doing. I'm not making a call, and I'm not telling you we're going to 73K, guys. I put a question mark in my title, tonight. You gotta do something for the YouTube algorithm to get people interested in watching your videos. So you make bold predictions with exclamation points followed by a question mark, so that somebody will read the title and say, "Well, that's interesting." But the problem with doing that is that people don't listen to what you have to say. They only read your title, and then they judge your video by the title and maybe 3 seconds of what you say, and then they make their crappy comments. And I just cannot stand that kind of ignorance and that kind of I just can't stand it. I'm just not that kind of a person. I appreciate when people are classy. I just can't stand people that don't know how to be classy in their disagreement, and their just be classy. That's all I'm asking. Be a decent person. So anyway, with that said, So this is an ABC that's going to come into a potential flat. What would follow this particular flat is 5-wave move down. Now I know a lot of you are probably saying, "Oh, that's going to be a big head and shoulders." Guys, a head and shoulders is nothing more from an Elliott wave perspective. Let me just show you from an Elliott wave perspective what a head and shoulders is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and watch this now. A, B, C. There's your head and shoulders, guys. So I don't trade head and shoulders. I just trade Elliott wave counts. Okay, and here's another head and shoulders. A, B, C. And then this followed by a dump. Boom, boom, boom. Head and shoulders. I'm not seeing a head and shoulders here. I'm just seeing here a flat correction that's going to be followed by, guys. Now this actually is a moon boy count. It'd be followed by it would imply that the market then goes to the moon after that. If you want to learn Elliott wave theory, guys, for free on my channel, I've got a playlist called Trading Night School. Feel free to take a peek at that. It's free. It's something it's a live streams that I did to teach people how to trade from the beginning. That don't know how to trade, teach people how to trade. On Thursday nights, I did it, and a bunch of us, went through it. Usually about an hour and a half. So it's a live stream, and they're old, right? But at least I do a lot of teaching about how to trade in them. So I commend them to you if you want to learn Elliott. If you want to learn with newer material and in a community, that's what the Discord is for. It's $40 a month for the Discord. If you want trade setups along with that, it's $95 a month. It's not that much money, but I don't recommend you go to the $95 a month until you learn how to trade first. Okay. So yeah. All right. My pleasure, Ben. My pleasure. Okay, so there's count number one. That's actually a bullish count overall, but it has us taking a bearish turn. Now, why would the market do that? And how could that play out with current events? Why would the market do that? Well, number one, it brings max pain, okay? Because if you were to tell me, guys, how is the market feeling right now? The general sentiment of the market is super bullish, right? We're going to 100K now. There's no mistaking it. We are in the next 2 months. I mean, I got people saying at the end of November we're going to be at $250,000. It's just incredible. It's incredible what people think the market's going to do. That people believe that this market is actually going to move $100,000 in a month, and that it's just inevitable. That's a definite prospect that you can bet your house and your life and your livelihood on it. It's incredible that there are people that actually believe that or think that. I don't know where you're coming from. I really don't, especially since big players have gotten into the market. You say, well, the big players into the market, that's why it's going that high. No, it's not. It's not. The big players in the market, especially the market making entities, they can't afford the market going up that fast, that high. They can't be solvent. Market making entities can't be solvent with the market going up that high, that fast. There's just no way they could keep up, because if the market goes up that high, that fast, everybody's buying, and the market making entities are selling. They have to sell because they're commissioned by the exchanges to sell, sell, sell when everybody wants to buy. And if all they're doing is selling and everybody else is buying and prices going up, they're losing their shirts and they can't stay solvent and they can't keep their books in the black, by doing that. And they won't allow that. They won't allow the market to do that. Now they hedge in different ways and in different markets. There's no doubt about that. But they're going to have to work their books and trade against you in such a way that they shake you out of your positions and cause you to get liquidated because you're using too much leverage or whatever. They will first bring it down before they take it. They may take it up to 100K, but they're going to do it in a way that you don't expect. I often say this, guys. The market's going to go where you expect it to go, but it's not going to go in a way that you expect it to go. Okay, and that's something you got to remember. The market will often and most likely go where you think it's going. Okay, but it won't go in the manner in which you think it's going. Okay, so anyway, with that said, this is one possibility that we have broken the high. We've had a pullback. It's been kind of a it's not been super bloody, but it's been kind of a substantial little wave here that's moved down, and everybody's saying, yeah, okay, there's the pullback. That was hard. Now, people are wondering, are we going to make a higher high? So what would happen if we do indeed go up and make a higher high? What I call the FOMO wave. We make the fifth wave of this move right here. We have the FOMO wave. We get up to our key region here. It's the fifth wave of this move. But what's everybody else thinking in the market? Look, we're making a higher high here and we're bullish forever. That's the very moment when the market is in euphoria and just excited. We made it to 75K. The next stop is 80 and 90, 100. And the whole market is just so euphoric. We are going to the moon. That is when the big players will sell the crap out of that thing when you guys are so willing to buy, so willing to buy, so willing to buy at these prices. Let me tell you something. Big boys, I don't think they're buying at these prices. They bought down here, they bought down here, but they're not buying up here. They're going to be selling off up here, and they'll buy back again down here. That's my take on the market. They know what they're doing, and that's the way, guys, in my opinion, not in my opinion, in my experience, that's the way markets move. Okay, so I can see that move on the chart as a super possible, rational, plausible way that the market could move. This is a bullish count. Okay, this is a bullish Elliott wave count that takes us to over 100K. Okay, easily. All right, but we have what we call a flat first. Now I don't know where that thing is going to come. I just drew a 5-wave move down. I could draw some fibs for you and tell you where it could come, but I don't know if it did. I don't know where it would. Okay. Let's see here. Just to give you possible targets for the downside, it all depends on how high this wave comes. But to give you some possible targets, let's just say it comes up to 75K. Let's just say that's the high. If that's the high, you'd be looking at targets from anywhere from 45K all the way down to 14 to 15K. If price makes it up to 75, then you'd be looking at a target range between 45 and 14. You say, Jim, that's such a big target. I know. But how do you narrow it down? Well, what you do is you watch the wave structure of the wave that ensues. Okay. The wave structure will be 5 waves, and when you see 5 waves finishing, then if it's finishing around the 786, then that's your target. You got a 3-wave move, it's finished, and we're going to continue on. If it gets heavier and deeper, it could come down to the 1-to-1 or the 127, right? But these fibs right here are the target zones for it. Okay. All right. So there's one possibility, guys. So if we get up to between 71 and 75K, guys, watch out for a possibility that is on the table, guys, that we have what we call an expanded flat, okay, where we actually reverse off that top area and we have a very deep pullback that goes down in 5 waves. It's not going to happen overnight, and it's not going to take a week most likely. Guys, it's going to take several weeks for price to make it down there. Months maybe, okay? But it's going to start making its way down, and it's going to be bearish, and everybody's going to feel very bearish. I'm not going to feel very bearish. I'm going to be enjoying the discount, looking for this 3-wave move to finish somewhere in this region so I can look for my next long. And I'll be watching very carefully the wave structure as it comes down to form 5 waves that I can count as finished. Okay, and once they're done, once I get the evidence that they're done on the RSI and on the chart, then I'm going to be buying it towards the bottom. I was buying down here. I was bullish as crap. I was making Moon Boy videos down here. You can go back to July and find my videos around July something. I can't remember, July 20th maybe, July 18th, 15th. Watch the videos around July 15th, how Moon Boy I was down in these regions, okay? I was very Moon Boyish. Okay, I was bullish as crap. Everybody else was bearish down here. We were going to go down to 20K, and everybody was expecting lower lows, and I was like, nah, I don't think so. I think we're going up in 3 waves, or I think we're going up in 5 waves. I didn't know exactly. I had some ideas. I had this flat idea. I had some different ideas. I was mainly looking for the flat right here, and then I was looking for 3 waves down and then another move. We didn't get that quite. So, absolutely, those July videos took a while to play out. But I mean, but that doesn't mean my analysis is wrong. I mean that maybe that's your point. You know, I'm not here to call timing. I'm just here to call wave shape and what we expect. The market always takes its time and do its thing. I don't know the timing, right? Right. So anyway. All right, so there's a count. I'm not sure that this is going to play, but that's at least a plausible count that I want to present to you. That's an Elliott wave structure that's possible. Let's talk about the next Elliott wave structure that I see as possible. Okay, the next structure I see is this could be what we call a 1-2-1-2. Now, what's a 1-2-1-2? Well, the assumption here would be that this move right here was the Elliott wave assumption here. This move right here would be the end of that correction right down here. We ended the correction. It's done. That's all the correction we're getting. See, in the previous example that I just gave you, I'm saying that we need a 3rd wave down to finish the correction. And that's our 3-wave correction. And then we're going to continue on to the upside. But now, another possibility is that the correction is already over, that we have reached the end of a correction. This is a 3-wave move right here. It is complete. It's done. And this was the first wave to the upside, followed by a 3-wave pullback. It did come back 50% of that move. Okay, that was a nice 50% retrace, which is a nice area for the 2-wave to come to. So that's a plausible 1-2. Okay, which would be followed by another 1. And then, now, what happens after a 1 wave, guys? What comes after 1, everybody? 2, right? So we'd be looking for another 2 wave. So this could be a 1-2-1-2 formation, where the second 1-2 are the sub-wave count of the 3rd wave. In other words, what we have to do is zoom out, and let me show you what kind of wave that would be. Go ahead and remove my drawings here. Remove my RSI for a moment. There we go. All right, here we go. I need all this room up here to draw this drawing, just to give you an idea if this is a 1-2-1-2. Okay, if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. Let me pull the fibs on that, just so I get that right. I'm probably close to the 2618. Perfect. Look at that, guys. I was trying to get to the 2618. I got to the 2618. Oh man. Am I good or what? Sorry, that's arrogant. Pride goes before destruction, indeed. All right, so that could be a 1-2-1-2 right there. So what would be what then? That means that this is the 1, 2, and then all of this that I just drew was the third wave. We get a fourth wave pullback and then a fifth wave. Okay, so that's basically the wave structure there. That takes us up, way up, guys. 150K is going to be, pretty likely if this is a 1-2-1-2. If that's what we have here, if that's what this wave is, which is a possible or plausible count that we see here. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. Buckle your own shoe. 3, 4, shut the door. You shut it. I didn't open it. You opened it. 5, 6, pick up sticks. Pick up your own sticks. 7, 8, close. Never mind. That is a famous Shel Silverstein poem, if anybody's ever read that. All right, so yeah, there's an Elliott wave count for you that takes us up, and that makes sense of this structure down here as a 1-2-1-2. Now, is that possible? Absolutely. When are we going to know whether my count that takes us down to maybe 20K or 40K first is right, or this count is right? How do we know which is which? Well, that's where we have to understand wave structure, okay? And what wave structures we expect to see in this scenario. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you one more count in just a minute. I'm going to finish this count. I'm going to show you one more count, okay? And that count, what that count's going to do is I'm just going to show you another possibility here. And it's going to be, and so I'm going to have basically, in my opinion, 3 counts on the table, okay? Now, once those counts are presented, I'm going to show you what Elliott wave structures we should expect following each count, okay? And what you can do is you can start watching the structures that begin to develop on the chart, and you'll begin to know what it is, okay? All right, so I've given you the flat count, which we've already done. Now, here's my Ultra Moon Boy count. That's the Ultra Moon Boy count. That's a 1-2-1-2, okay? And then, Max, we already covered the running flat, bro. Just so you know, we already covered that. Rewind. What else could it be other than this? This is where it gets a little tricky. So that's a possibility here, guys, that we get a 1-2-1-2, and then it goes on. That's Ultra Moon Boy. Okay, now here's another possibility that I don't think a lot of people are paying attention to, and this is actually a scary chart. Okay, this is actually semi-scary. Okay, oh, it could be semi-scary. It doesn't have to be, but it could be. You know that count that everybody's looking for, the fifth wave, right? The fifth wave, the fifth wave that I was talking about in my own chart. Okay. This might be it, and it might be almost finished. Let me give you a count that has this fifth wave almost done. Right here, down here, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Now, I don't have the fifth wave finished yet. I have one more hit to the high. I still have that 75K region working. But that's a very plausible count that has the bull market ending before 100K. The bull market would be done in that scenario. Finished, kaput, all done, complete. Now, I'm not here to tell you whether that's a count or not, that count is going to play out. I'm not here to make a call on it. I'm here to tell you that that's a possible way of interpreting these waves. Okay? That's a way to interpret what we've got going on here. Now, I've offered you several counts. Let me talk about what to expect now. Okay? Let me explain what to expect in each of those counts. Now, first off, we're currently in a wave that I don't think is complete. but it may be complete, but I'm not certain of it. See right here, this particular wave, it's always hard to tell exactly when a wave is finished. I'm trying to draw a circle. That wave right there. Is that wave finished? I don't know. Okay. TXN, I'm just offering different counts, and I don't think it's forced at all. I can actually make a case for it, but nevertheless, we're here to just explain the different possibilities here. Okay. I've offered a big bearish count as well, for sure. Now, I tend to be a little bit more bearish than bullish, for sure. But that said, this current wave right now, this is where we get on the small time frame, and we need to do the important analysis, because it really doesn't matter, guys, what the macro is going to do over the next several months. It doesn't matter, and I'll tell you why. Because we don't need to know what it's going to do over the next several months. We need to know what price is going to do next, okay? In order to make a good decision with our money now. What is the potential for the future of our money right now? It's not just a matter of taking one of those counts, picking the one you like, and then hoping it plays. We actually I don't do a lot of volume analysis, Alex. I apologize. It's something I have to add to my knowledge, but I don't spend a lot of time with volume. So that's a weakness of mine, to be honest about my weaknesses. That said, I'm going to kind of ignore you guys for another minute so I can get a cogent thought out here. This wave right here is important that we do some work on it to understand when it's going to finish, what wave structure it might be, and then once it's finished, what we would expect to find that followed it, if based on all 3 or 4 of the different counts that I just gave you. So that's where we're going here, so let's do that. So don't leave, this is the important analysis, so don't leave the stream on this. You're going to miss out on the good stuff here, okay? So let's look at this small time frame wave here on the, let's go to the 1 hour chart and let's just look at that wave. We're looking for 5 waves here, and you can make the case here that there are 5 waves done, okay? I've got, let me show you the case that can be made. In fact, we can look on the 2 hour chart, might be easier. There it is. Okay, so we've got a 1, a 2, 3, a 4, and then a 5. Okay, you might make the case that there's 5 waves. It's done, complete. I got divergence between the third and the 5th wave. Everything's all good. It's done. It's a finished 5-wave count. However, this is the count that I tend to believe right now. This is actually 1, 2. All of this right up to here was up to here was the 3rd wave, and then this could be a flat right there. 4th wave, and then we're going to get a 5th wave. Now, I'm not sure if that's the case or not. It may not be the case, and that's the problem I'm having with this particular wave. I don't know if it's finished or not. I do have evidence that it could be finished. Okay, I have evidence that it could be finished, but I don't know with certainty. But this thing could be done. And if it's done, we're not going to get that hit to the high that I was talking about, guys. We're not going to get that hit to the high. So let's talk about if it's finished. Okay? If it's finished, now here's what to expect. We're going to expect a wave 1 or a wave A that's going to be followed by a 3-wave pullback. Okay, that's when the market moves, it'll move. For instance, right here we had an A wave followed by a 3-wave pullback. You see that right there? So when I say a 1-wave down with a 3-wave pullback, that's exactly what we got. Okay, so that's Elliott wave. That's Elliott wave theory right there. There's a 5 and a 3. Okay, now so we're getting a 5 that is either finished or not, and we'll talk about whether this is finished or not when we get to the smaller time frame analysis. So this is either finished or not, and then we get a 3-wave pullback back to the upside. What would be followed by that? Well, in our big count, remember the count that I said the flat is concerned? Oh, no worries, Max. Love you, bro. No worries at all. Yeah, yeah, TX definitely got to make those comments within context. I'm sensitive tonight. I'm a millennial tonight. Uh, no, I'm sensitive every week, but I just put in a lot of effort here, and people come in and make negative comments off the cuff, and I like your comment wasn't disrespectful, so I appreciated it. But just want to make sure that we're staying respectful and classy. Respectful and classy, guys. That's my only request. I don't care if you disagree with me. That I could care less about that. I just want you to be classy in your disagreement. Show some appreciation for the live, and then express your view. That's very fine. Here's what I think. I don't think that, Jim, and here's why I don't think that. Here's what I think instead, and here's why. I love that. Appreciate that. And you if you have some viewpoints, you should definitely. Hey, Chris. Yeah, I hear you, man. Moody the millennial. Yeah, they are. They are older, but I'm just joking around, acting like a millennial. That's what I meant to mean. All right. Anyway, so classy and respectful. That's all I ask. And if man, you guys should start your own channels and share your views, especially those of you that are very, very positive about what you believe. Come on, share it and share it positively, and watch the trolls come and pounce all over you. Oh, it's crazy. Yeah, I'm 46, guys. That's how old I am. I'm 46 years young. Actually, I'll be 46 on December 4th, so I'm not quite 46. I'm 45 yet. My wife just turned. Uh, all right. So we'll look once this wave is done, and I don't know if it's done, so that's a question mark, right? I don't know if it's done. It could be. We're looking for an A wave followed by a three-wave pullback, and then a B wave. Or a C wave, excuse me, A, B, and a C. Okay, now if it's just that right there, then if that's all we get is the three-wave pullback and then a continuation to the upside, then that's in line with our 1-2-1-2. Okay, so let's zoom back out our moon boy count. So moon boy count, whenever this wave is finished. Okay, this wave is going to be finished soon, and we're going to get a pullback. We may have already begun that pullback with this particular wave. Okay, we may already be done with this wave. We might get one more high. We might not get one more high. But if we're done, we could be getting a three-wave move like that, and that's all we get. Okay. Now, what that would be is if you only get a three-wave pullback and it starts to reject after that, then that's going to be your 1-2-1-2 count, where this is 1 and that's 2, and we're going up for the third wave. Okay, this is the 1-2 of the third wave. That's our moon boy count. That gets us way up here. Okay. All right, so there's possibility number one. So if our moon boy count, we really need a pullback. We really need a pullback of this kind of substance right here. Something like this, guys. Something like that right there. Okay? So we need to pull back something like that in this size so the RSI can reset down here and then continue on the higher time frames. Okay? So there's the Ultra Moon Boy count. Now, what else could it be? What else could happen? Well, if this wave starts with a 1 and a 2, okay, that means we could get a 3, 4, 5. Like, that's our big flat count, okay? And so this could be the 1 wave, we follow by the 2 wave to the upside, and then we get 3, 4, 5. A big third wave is coming. We're going to have a monster dump, a monster crash over the next several weeks or coming weeks. Sometime in the next coming weeks, we're going to have a crash, okay? It's going to be a market dump, and it's going to surprise the mess out of a lot of people. It's going to wreck a lot of people, and it's going to that's a real potential coming in the market. Now, if you want some help, just by the way, maybe you're not good at Elliott Wave, but you want to be in a Discord where you have somebody watching your back and giving you daily analysis of the waves, so that you're not surprised by a dump that could be coming, because we're going to see the potential move. We're going to see that potential move when it starts to go down, and you'll at least have the opportunity to maybe sell and take your profit on your trade with some confidence, or at least with some degree of confidence, with good risk management as well. Even if you're just just spot trading. Okay, the Discord is great for just having access to daily videos. I do 2 lives a day. I do one in the morning and then one in the evening, and then I do emergency lives whenever I see something very imminent coming. Okay, so if you want to be part of the Discord, love to have you. This is the last week of the month. I'm going to run my special the last week of the month. If you join from starting tonight and into the rest of the month, guys, you get the month of October for free. That means I'll refund you once you pay for November. So Patreon will charge you for October, okay? And then it'll charge you again for November on the 1st. So once you join up, it'll charge you tonight or whenever you sign up for this month. And then it'll charge you. Patreon does all the billing. I don't do it. They just bill on the 1st of the month and when you join. So if you join at the end of the month, you kind of pay double, and it sucks for people like that. So what I usually do for the last week is I'll run a special every now and then. If people want to join, you don't want to wait for the 1st of the month, but you want to be part of the Discord, then you just come on in. You're going to end up paying, and then you're going to pay again in November. But what I promised to do, and I've done this in the past, is, and you can hold me to the promise, I refund your money for November once November is billed, or I refund October's money once November gets billed, once that goes all through. Okay, where do you sign up? You just go to my description in the bottom. There's a place for Patreon supporters. Click that, become a Patreon supporter. I'll get an email tonight that you've joined, and I'll send you a welcome email that gets you into the Discord. Okay, keep in mind if I'm sleeping, in the middle of the night, I'll get to it as soon as I can. Okay. So anyway, yeah, if you want to come on in, I'll give you the month of October, the rest of October for free. All right. So anyway, just I forgot to mention that. But anyway, what that'll do for you guys, even if you're not looking to trade, but you just want to have access to the regular analysis, and you want to know what the waves could be doing, so you can make educated decisions with your money. You should come on in. It's not that expensive for especially $40 just for the educational Discord and for access to the lives every day. You can't beat that, to be honest with you, for as much value as you get in the community, as well as the daily analysis that you get. And you don't have to worry about your investment as much. I mean, I'm not saying that my Discord is the magic principle, the magic tool, but you're gonna at least be on top of the waves every day, and you're going to have somebody analyzing the waves with you and letting you know where they could be going in the imminent future, and you can just have some information at your fingertips, rather than hoping I'm going to make a YouTube video. Because guys, I spend so much time making helping the Discord and focusing my energies there, that sometimes I just don't have the energy to make YouTube videos. And to be honest with you, that's why I don't have a lot of patience for trolls on Sunday nights, because I'm here trying to help. I'm doing this for free. And offering information and that people pay for, and I do that once a week for everybody. So I don't want to hear anybody's crap comments. Just go somewhere else with those. That's the way I feel about it. So anyway, the Discord is my job. Okay, so I treat it like a job. I've never wanted anybody to be dissatisfied with what they get there, but don't think you're going to come in and get trade signals. It's not a trade signal group. It's a place to learn how to trade and have access to education, have access to trade setups, but it's not just signals only. You're going to have to learn how to trade to manage your money. Okay. Dragonfly is fantastic. She's a friend, and she's in our Discord as well. She runs her own Discord, but she's a friend. She's spent a lot of time with me learning some stuff from Elliott Wave. She's picked a lot up on her own, and now she's doing her own thing. She's pretty great. So yeah, Dragonfly is awesome. So definitely check out Dragonfly Trading. She's pretty good. Her channel's growing faster than mine. I think people just like watching females more than they like watching men. So all right, let's get back to the analysis here. So if it's Moon Boy, you need to expect a little three-wave pullback about this size. Okay, about this size. About that size, and then continuation to follow. Yeah, she was. I mean, she learned some stuff. She didn't learn everything from me, but she learned a good amount from me. So, um, and she'll tell you that. But in fact, she just said that today. We were talking today privately. But she's great, and she's done a lot of her own learning and research, and she's actually researched Neo Elliott Wave, and she's got one up on me on that. So anyway, but yeah. Okay, so um, now if it's Bear Boy, we're gonna see we're gonna see a one wave followed by a two wave, and then we're gonna get a 3, 4, 5 like that. Okay, that's our Bear Boy count. We got Moon Boy and Bear Boy. Okay, now the other possibility here that I see is that this wave is not finished. Okay, if this wave isn't finished, okay, that means we have one more hit to the high to go. That's the big question. Are we going to get that hit to the high? Some backup dancers. Yeah, link hashgraph, absolutely. You'll have access to me in the Discord, and if you really want some a lot of feedback on your charts, just join the second tier. Um, but yeah, you can request charts anytime you want in that, and I'll get to them as quick as I can. So yeah, you just got to tag me and let me know. And yeah, absolutely. You can read in Patreon exactly what each tier gets you because I've got 3 tiers. If you want a one-on-one mentorship, I've got that. If you just want access to the educational materials plus access to setups as I see them playing out on different pairs, then I've got a tier for that. And then I have uh, then I have a mentorship or just the educational Discord as well. So where you can just have access to the educational materials and the what do you call it, the daily lives that we do, and they're all recorded. If you miss the live, they're recorded and available for you. Okay, so now the last thing we need to do before we get moving here is we need to do small time frame analysis on this wave, and let's talk about what this wave could be, where this wave might go, and then how to trade it from there. Okay, so we're going to go to the 10-minute time frame, and we're going to do some analysis. We're trying to say, what is this wave? If we can somehow figure out the structure of this wave, then we can maybe figure out where this wave might be going. Okay, now here's my current count on this wave. I've got 2 counts. Either count has this wave being a 5-wave move that I don't think is finished. Okay? Okay? Here's my count. I've got a possible ABC, A, B, C. That is an expanded flat. It got really expanded, okay? Now I don't think on let's see, on Bybit that's as expanded, okay? Let's check it out. Yeah, I think on Bybit it didn't quite get as expanded, and so I think I liked it better in Bybit. Yeah, it got to the 1618. It's really, really pretty right there. So I like this in Bybit, particularly as an ABC right here that needs to come down and get finished. Okay, now what could this be? If that's an ABC, that this is the 4th wave. Okay, this is the 4th wave of the entire move. And so one of the things I'm looking at as a possibility, I don't know if this is or not, is that this is that this is 1, 2, all of this is 3, that's 4, and then we have one more. Are we going to pump to 73 to 75K? Are we going to get a pump there? That's the question. I don't know. But that would finish out this 5-wave move as a possibility. What else could it be? Well, if this 5-wave move is finished, then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then that's 5 right there. I don't like the shape of that 5th wave, but it is what it is. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe some kind of a weird ending diagonal, something like that. All right, so either way, in both of those counts on the 10-minute, that means that this is an impulse wave. I'm looking at this not as a corrective ABC or anything like that. I'm looking at it as an impulse wave. Okay, that either is starting something new to the downside or it's finishing this ABC move. Okay, now the way I count that impulse, I don't think it's finished. I think we've got a 1 and a 2. I think the bottom of 3 is right here. Okay, 3. All this stuff right here is the fourth wave, and we're going to get a fifth to the downside. I'm watching this area right here. It's a key area for me. This area right, oh, come on. Right there. Okay? It could go deeper than that. That's another area right there that you might pay attention to as well. Now, what is this fourth wave? Let me show you. That's a very complex count, but let me show you what I'm seeing here. You'll see this as a flat right here, A wave. So we got a flat right there, and then we got another 3 waves down. So that's 3 up, 3 down, and now we're waiting for the 5 waves up to finish. Okay, so I'm waiting on this flat to finish. So I'm looking at this as A, B, C right there. We're looking for this thing to finish. I mean, it could be done right now, okay, or it needs one more hit to the high. Can't tell. 1, 2, yeah, one more hit to the high, maybe. I don't like the wave delineation here. That's really kind of a crappy wave. I don't like it, but it is what it is. All right, so that could be a 3-wave move that's finishing around here. Thanks, Seth. I saw that message, buddy. Yeah, that's a good count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Okay, one could argue that this is 3. I just don't like the way that looks. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't have a good look for a third wave. And I don't think I have 5 waves in the third. I think it's better to put the third right there. So yeah, how do you just change the settings on the Fibonacci's? You just go to the settings wheel and you can just you can have a background. You can put a background or take the background off. You can change the color. You can change these colors to whatever you want them to be, and you put them in any order. It doesn't matter. All the different fibs that you use with the different colors that you like. So you do it all here in the style. I always put my levels values on the right instead of all the numbers on the right rather than the left. Because if you put them on the left, then all the numbers are in the wave and you can't read it. Worth nothing. So anyway, that's a quick answer for your trading view question. All right. So anyway, so I still like the idea here then that we have another wave to the downside to go, and that's going to be a 5th wave. Now, what's going to happen after that? Well, in our Moon Boy count, then in our one of our counts that has this as a 3-wave, we go up to make a higher high from there. We go up 73 to 75K. So that's a possibility. Are we going to go straight there? No. We're going to go in waves. Okay, so it's going to take days and weeks, maybe a couple of weeks, a week. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's going to go in waves. But it'll start making its way up that direction. Okay, and in time. And we're looking at targets upwards to between 70 and 75K. All right, we've got analysis that takes us up there. All right, so that's one possibility. What else could it be? Well, if this was the end of our wave, if this was the end of our wave, so in other words, if this was a 3-wave move, then we're going to go up here. However, if this was the end of our wave, well, this is the A wave of our first move to the downside. The expectation then is we're going to get a 3-wave move to the upside. Okay, so this was A. Oh, come on. This was A, and then we're going to get a 3-wave move B. It won't break the top. It'll just go back 50 to 60% and then continue down to the downside after that. So that's basically what we're looking at right here, guys. We're either number one, the first thing I need to see to feel good about my count here is I need to see this last wave to the downside. Now, I'm not here to say that's definitely certain to play out. It's always hard to say. We have this saying in our group. We have our saying in our group, one more hit to the low or one more hit to the high, the infamous one more hit. We sometimes finding that fifth wave and looking at it say, does that need one more hit or is it done? It's sometimes really, really hard to tell. It really is, okay? So I'm not certain that we need one more hit to the low, but my best guess has us coming down here. This is a flat, okay? But where's that going to get invalidated? Well, I think the ultimate invalidation of us not going to the downside is if we break this level right there. Okay, there's the yellow line of death for that count. The yellow line of death for an invalidation for this one more wave to the downside. So I'm looking for one more wave, and then once that happens, looking for 3 waves back. If this starts coming up and it passes 64.1, guys, the origin of the one wave I have here, then that count is invalid. Okay, that we're not going to get that down move. So you're going to have to know that and remember that. Okay. Now, but if we get the down move, I'm looking for somewhere in these target ranges here between 58 and 57K in that ballpark. I like 58.6 in that area, 58.7 in that area. I like that's a good ballpark for me to be watching, but excuse me. More than that, what I'll be watching for is a 5-wave move to the downside. This 5th wave is going to have 5 waves in it. So I'm going to be watching for a completed structure of 5 waves finishing down here around the region that I would expect it to come to finish that 5-wave move. Once that 5 waves is complete, okay, then we'll look for either a fast impulse to the upside or simply 3 waves to the upside. But I've got 2 counts that take us to the upside once we get this wave finished. I don't think it's complete. I think we're going to get this wave. Once that wave is complete, I'm looking for a 3-wave move to the upside or a 5-wave move to the upside. I don't know which one's going to happen, but here's what we do in our Discord. We just trade directionally with the market. If I've got 2 counts, regardless of whether it's a bull or a bear count, then both counts take us up in the upward direction, then we can just trade directionally with it. In other words, we can just simply, once this wave is finished, we can take a long. If we're going to get this wave, number one, we have to wait and see if we get the wave. Okay, and you got to know what to do if we don't get the wave, and I'll tell you what to do if we don't get the wave. But that's what the Discord is for. But anyway, I'll do the best I can now to talk about that scenario. But if we get this wave, and once it finishes, and once we see what we want to see on the RSI and in the wave structure, then we can take our long, okay, and we can take it to the upside, whether it goes up here to 75K or it simply comes up for 3 waves. Either way, it's going to be a good trade, one obviously larger than the other. Now, so I've got a bull count and a bear count, both saying up. One's going up in 3 waves. Okay. Another one just goes up in 5 waves. Okay. Now after that 5 waves is over, now this is where people get lost in my counts. Then if we're going to go up for that 5-wave move, I'm still looking for an ABC to the downside. So there's still, don't get too bullish, there's still downside to come. However, if we don't get that upward wave here, but we get 3 waves instead, then we're looking for the C wave, and this higher wave is not going to come until later. Okay, and this is where I trade the derivatives market on Bybit. And so this is where knowing and understanding the larger time frame waves, okay? But either way, here's what I'm looking for, and then the implications come later, and that become very much more difficult for me to go through because they confuse a lot of people. What we're looking for is 5 waves to the downside. I want to see if we get that first. If we get that, I'm going to feel very good about a finished 5-wave structure right here. So I'd like to see this 5-wave structure finish. Now, I don't know if we're going to get that or not. I can't say. I'm not here to tell you whether we're going to definitely get that or not, but I would like to see that. Let's look in the RSI, see if there's any evidence that we might get it. We got some hidden bullish divergence here on the 10-minute chart and on the 15-minute chart. Look how high the RSI has come. Okay, RSI's topped out up here. Okay, and it's passing these previous waves. All right, so we got some hidden bull on this chart. The 1 hour chart, we got some hidden bull as well. So there is, I say hidden bull, I meant hidden bear. I mean hidden bear, guys. Sorry about that. So yeah, there is hidden bear on the charts. So it's possible we get that move to the downside. Yeah, I don't trade Kraken anymore, Andrew. I don't know if you remember that big scam wick they did way back when. That was enough for me. I was done with them. All right, so are we going to get this last move or not? That's the infamous question. I don't know. Now, what if we don't get it? Well, guys, here's what we're going to get. If we don't get 5 waves to the downside, once this wave finishes, this impulse wave right here finishes, whenever it's done, okay? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe it's finishing up now. I don't know. Once this finishes its 5-wave move, we're going to get a 3-wave pullback, and that'll allow us to go long. If we only get 3 waves to the downside, we'll be able to recognize that as well. Okay, so we'll be ready for either scenario. Whether we get our 5 waves to the downside or we only get 3 waves to the downside, we're going to be ready for that long. Whether it comes here or here, we'll be ready for that long. Okay, so whenever this wave is finished, it's going to come down in 3 waves. We know that. So we're not going to FOMO. We're not going to chase this wave thinking, oh, here we go, it's going up forever. No, we're going to wait for it to pull back. We're going to wait for either 5 waves for a new low or 3 waves for not a new low. And this will be a 1, 2 to the upside where we'll be able to trade the 3rd wave to the upside. So that'll be a great trade. Whether it's an A, B, C, or it's a 1, 2, and we get a much larger 3rd wave to the upside. So the very first thing we're watching for then is, do we get these 5 waves down? And that's going to finish our 5-wave structure here. Okay, the next thing we're watching for, once that, whether we get that or not, is whether we get 3 waves to the upside or we get 5 waves to the upside. 3 waves up, we go down. 5 waves up, we still go down. And that's where we are in the market. There's a lot more to say. There's a lot more time coming, but guess what? We're going to have Sunday night charts again before all of this plays out. Okay? But if you're worried about that, and again, you want to have access to the information as it comes, come join the Discord. That's what it's for. We'd love to have you. You won't be sorry. And if you are sorry, then let me know. I'll refund your money because I'm not trying to take any money from anybody that's not happy with what they get. If you don't think it's worth the $40, then let me know. After a week, that's enough time to evaluate the Discord. If you don't like it after a week, let me know. I'll get you out of there. And I'll refund you. No questions asked. Best wishes to you. No hard feelings. And we'll keep rocking with life. People come and go out of that group. Some people like it. Some people don't like it. All depends on what your expectations are. It's a place to learn to trade. It's a place to get daily analysis of wave updates. It's a place to have community of traders, people trading Bitcoin and altcoins and sharing ideas. That's it. It's not a place to get trade signals. I do offer trade setups, and I share what I'm doing, but it's not a place to copy some of these trades and expect to make a bunch of money trying to copy some of these trades. That's not what it is. Yeah, Chris, I think it's a sweet deal. I think it's well worth it. All right, guys. Let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum has been messing with me. And then, guys, I'm not going to be able to take a bunch of. Uh, I spent a lot of time tonight teaching and a lot of time explaining because there's a lot at stake right now. I wanted to take my time around Bitcoin to give you a good, well-rounded analysis. And I still have 95 of you here. Let's look at Ethereum and several of the alts, and you'll get a sense for where all the market is going, okay? So let me just take some time over the next 15 minutes very quickly and show you where the alts are going, okay? All right, so ETH. ETH is a challenging structure here. It's challenging because I have 3 waves off the top, this weird wave, and then I got 5 waves. This wave, and then this crap. It's just, there's nothing clear about that structure whatsoever. I just do not like what I'm seeing on Ethereum. My best guess for Ethereum would say we need to go down for another wave, that it's forming what we call a W, X, and a Y wave. Now, that might be incorrect, but that's the best I've got. That's the best I got for Ethereum. Now, that means if that's a WXY, then that means Ethereum is poised to continue going up, or it could be making a much more complex correction. That once it breaks this structure right here, okay, once it breaks that structure, it might be poised for a lot more downside. It may retest it and then come on down again. But Ethereum is knocking on the door of the all-time high. Okay, I don't think it broke the all-time high, but it's knocking on the door of the all-time high. Okay. Ethereum might be ready to take off as well. I'm having a hard time with this current wave structure. However, it would seem to me that this needs to come down in 3 waves. Boom, 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 like that. And that kind of jives with what we're looking at for Bitcoin, that this comes down correctively. Okay, it continues coming down. That it needs one more wave to the downside. So let's talk about correlation here. Remember how I was talking about that one more wave to the downside? Well, I'm looking at that for Ethereum, and that would give us WXY, okay? And then that takes us up to higher highs, just like one of my counts. If I get that one wave, and then we go up for higher highs here for Bitcoin. So that move down and then up rhymes with the Ethereum chart, where I think we need one more down, and then we go up to make all-time highs, okay? So that's a possibility there for Ethereum. Okay, now let me look at ADA with you, because ADA is looking like it's creating what we call an ABC, but there's a triangle here. Okay, this first wave I'm looking at as an A wave, and then I've got this triangle right here working that looks like it's finished. Okay, and it's forming the first wave to the upside, or beginning the beginning stages of a move to the upside. Now that's going to give ADA a very bullish look here on the 4-hour chart, okay, with this triangle here in the middle, and you can see it in the RSI as well. Okay, we got the triangle there and the RSI. So I'm looking at ADA as a 3-wave move up. Now that's going to go up, but I don't think it's going to break the all-time highs. But it's going to give a substantial move to the upside here, and that means Bitcoin might also give us a substantial move to the upside as well. Close to, it could give it, go all the way to 70. Anyway, we have targets all the way to 79 to 80K. I'm not sure I see it 83K that Chemo mentioned, but I don't know what count gets us there, but that being said, why not? Sure. So anyway, we'd be looking at this as a 3-wave, then a 3-wave, and we'd be looking for a 5-wave down There. Hey, Jesse Sanchez, I'll take a look at VeChain just a second. Yep. Thank you for that gift. I appreciate it. And I'll take a look at just a second. So this is what I'm watching for ADA, but again, it has us going up here in the 4-hour chart, making a pretty big move. Now, if my wave is correct, now if this breaks to the downside, then this was not a triangle, and we need to reevaluate the count. But this is my ADA count for now. That's my favorite count looking at ADA. Let's look at XRP here. Or let's look at Algo for a minute. Algo kind of looks like an ABC or WXY here. This could be a triangle as well, like ADA. I don't like it as much. It doesn't have the same symmetry, but it is possible here that this could be a triangle where we have A, B, C, D. Now E isn't finished, or it's finishing. It's got one more down to go here on the 2-hour chart. One more down to go, and then up from there. So that's Algo right there. Again, looking for a 3-wave move, A, B, and a C. Once that's finished, it'd be part of a larger correction like this. And that's actually bearish in the long term. But short term, it's bullish. Okay? All right, let's look at VeChain. Let's look at VeChain at the request of Jesse Sanchez. And thanks again, buddy. Dude, that is that $5 that you just sent is almost it's only if you did 7 more of those, you could be part of the Discord, man. 8 times 5 is 40, man. You should do that. You should come be a part of the Discord. I'll do any chart you want anytime you want. Okay, here's my VeChain analysis here. I mean, I got a nice wave count here. I got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks good. Finished. Then I got a 5-wave pullback with a 3-wave. Okay, VeChain is bearish to me right now. Bearish on VeChain. I'm looking for another hit to the high on the 2-hour. So it's going to go up here, but I see it finishing a 3-wave move here, where this was 5 waves to the downside. Now, one might argue that this was 3 waves to the downside, and that this is an impulse wave. One might argue that, so I might be wrong on this. But right now, I do see some hidden bull on the chart, so I'm seeing another wave to the upside. Okay, seeing another wave. Let's see. I did the analysis last week. 5, 3. Looks like a diagonal. There it is. That looks like a diagonal. I don't know if I like it as a diagonal, but it's certainly got the feel of one. C wave looks like a potential diagonal there. I don't know. So maybe some more upside to retest the top up here for VeChain, but still looking for a potential down move after that. Now again, the alternate count says this was not an impulse wave, but this was actually a 3-wave move right there. So that's 3 waves, and this is the beginning of a larger impulse to the upside. Okay, so that's the alternate count. That's the bullish count. So if this comes up here and breaks the 1618, then I'm going to be much more bullish on that. So I'm still looking for this to come up. Watch and see if it gets the momentum up here past the 1618 and on. If it starts getting up here, then we're looking for 5 waves to finish, and we're going to be looking for targets around 22 cents. 23 cents in that ballpark for VeChain. Okay. Hey, Stetson, thanks for that gift. I appreciate it. Definitely EOS next on the list, because super chats always get the precedent. Let me know, Jesse, if you've got any questions about that analysis. I'll be glad to go back to VeChain and answer those questions. Okay. Let's do a count here on EOS. What a crappy chart. Okay, EOS may be pretty bullish here. It just depends on how you interpret this. Okay. You got this move here that looks like it was a three-wave correction. Okay. And then you got this three-wave there. So I would think I'm going to get another three-wave to the upside potentially. Okay. Um, that's one idea. The other idea says that this was a three-wave move, and now we're getting a three, three, three down, and then we get a five up, and this will be an ultimate correction like this that ultimately looks down. So in other words, this right here, still, I think we're going to be going sideways, technically speaking, on EOS. I don't think we're going to make any major moves right yet. I think this has a little bit more upside to go. I don't think it's going to break that top. I kind of feel like we're going to come on back down here and get maybe three wave-ish here. Okay. Um, and then followed by maybe another move to the upside. That's when we get a little bit bigger move, and this becomes some kind of a three-wave move like that, followed by downside. Now that's a tough chart, to be honest with you. That's a tough little chart. I don't have a lot of clarity on EOS there. Stetson, let me do a little work on this small time frame here on the 1 hour chart. We're kind of in the middle of no man's land here in the RSI, but there is some bullishness on this chart. Some bullishness, but it's not great. Um, that looks like a 535. That's almost, yeah. And then we've got a 5, a 3. I mean, see, this is where it gets a little tricky. So I'm kind of looking at it this way, like this on the 1 hour chart. Maybe something like that. And then if that plays, then you get something like this. So you end up getting a three-wave move, and so this is something like this. So I think we're going to be going sideways, Stetson, in EOS for a little while yet. So let's check back next week, okay? Remind me to check back on that for you, Stetson, next week during Sunday night charts, and let's see what she's done. But I think there's some potential for upside here, but down as well, okay? Something like this. And then up. So that's what I would guess. But it's not going to happen that fast. I think it's going to maybe be going up and then down. So okay. Let's look at dot because I promised I would. Okay. Let's take a look at dot here. Look at dot. Dot's an interesting chart. It's different than all the other ones. See, dot has the sense that it's almost finished, but I've got hidden bull divergence. There's going to be more upside to come here. Dot's going up, guys. Dot is going up. This is a really good trade, in fact. That's a really nice trade setting up right there. We got a fourth wave, and now we're in the fifth wave. Most likely, this is dot. One, two. I don't even know if three is finished. Three up here, 4, 5. I think dot's going, guys. Dot looks really good for the upside. Best I can tell, but don't trade on that sentiment. But yeah, best I can tell, there's one at least one more wave to the upside. It could just be like this. So that's dot right there, and then down we go. After that 5 wave move, we're going to get at least a three-wave correction. We could get a deeper correction, okay, but we could just get a three-wave correction and then continuation after that. So anyway, but this is looking really nice right there to finish a five-wave move there. I see the hidden bull there. It looks nice. Let's look at the smaller time frames for a minute. Oh, what a crappy chart that is. That looks like a triangle. A beams. No, maybe not. Yeah, I mean that looks like a nice boom, boom, boom. I need five waves here. Is it gonna hit? Is it gonna break one more? Is it gonna come down one more wave? Boom, and then up, or is it just gonna go from here? That's I don't know. Do we come down first to 41 or 40, and then go up? That's a possibility. Depends on what Bitcoin does. 1 hour chart. I would have expected this to hit five waves, and it just hasn't done it yet. So, not sure what that's going to do. But dot looks like it has more upside to go. I just don't know if it's going to hit the low first and then come. So what I'm seeing here is for wave structure is boom and then boom, or just a pullback, just a pullback in continuation. But up is the direction. I see that long for now. Let's take a peek at S&P 500, guys. If there's a chart you want me to look at here, make sure you super chat it, and I'll be glad to look at it. Otherwise, I'm not going to take any requests other than super chats. Not to spam any money out of you, but I'm just tired right now. It's almost 10 o'clock. I've been at it for 2 hours. So let's look at the SPX here. SPX is surprisingly bullish to me, to be honest with you. I was very much expecting this to be three waves and stopping. We actually broke the high. Still we could have a flat on our hands, but even if we have a flat, that's not very bearish. It implies more upside to go. So this might be the last hurrah. This could be one of the last waves of the S&P 500 that it could be making. They keep pumping it. So that it seems like the powers that be can kind of keep on taking it up. So are they going to do something like that? They might. They totally might. So I'm not sure, but it's looking pretty. Right now, we're still looking for longs. Right now, that's a pretty bullish. This is a bullish chart right here. Okay, even though we've got we got a potential to go up and make a higher high here. So looking for longs. I would say we're due for a pullback. If I had to guess, we're going to get a fifth wave to the upside and then a pullback back to this region or that region right there. We'd be looking for a pullback and then a continuation. So boom and then boom. And then that would give us some kind of a five-wave move to the upside. Okay. Let's look at the DXY. Okay. I'm bullish on the DXY for now. Okay, but it's taking its dang sweet time. My ultimate count for the DXY, the dollar index, is you see the hidden bull in this chart right down here. It's on the 8 hour, 6 hour. Ooh, it's pretty developed. The 4 hour looking great. Yeah, that hidden bull is looking fantastic, guys. But Bitcoin has to have its last hurrah. So I think the dollar is also going to have its last hurrah here as well. Come on, probably gonna do something like that right there. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Ryan. That's interesting. And I heard Goldman did some dumping as well already. So, looking that one last high, may not come that we're talking about. It may come, but it may not come. So I don't know. Anyway, looking for this as a three-wave move. I am bullish on this up to about $96. Okay, so I think the dollar is going to strengthen here over the next several weeks. Into November, it's going to be strengthening because they're going to be talking about tapering and stuff like that, and then the market's just going to be dumping. So the dollar is going to increase. Everybody's going to be dumping into the dollar. Once the dollar finds its way up here, here's what I believe is going to happen, guys. This is going to finish its move up here somewhere, okay, and then it's going to end up tanking at the beginning of next year when we have rise to the digital dollar. So everybody's going to be moving from this dollar to a digital asset, which will somehow kill the value of the dollar, maybe, or at least a fiat dollar, and then a new currency. That's when, and I think that's plausible, guys. When I think crypto is really going to take off is when the dollar starts tanking. So I see a rise in the dollar happening until the end of the year. That means markets should be selling off towards this last quarter, okay? And then once the last quarter finishes, then the beginning of next year I think is going to be bullish for crypto and digital assets. I don't know about the alts, but there'll be a handful of cryptos that take off. I don't know which ones are going to or not, but anyway, with that said. All right, so that's the DXY. So anyway, I would say that while the DXY is coming down a little bit and finishing this little wave here, I think the S&P is going to finish. I think Bitcoin's going to finish, and then the dollar is going to start rising. So maybe first part of November we start to see Bitcoin start to pull back. Okay, so let's. That might be true, Chemo. Either way, I see a rise in the dollar. We have bullishness on the dollar chart here. Okay. Let's see. What was I going to do? XRP. I hate XRP. I hate the chart. I don't like it. It reminds me of EOS. It gives me a sense of. See, I had a sense that I was finished with a three-wave move, but then I got this three-wave move. Okay. Now, this could be a 1-2, 1-2 to the downside, and we might be getting another 1-2 that's going to end up dropping, and that's going to give us a three-wave move to the downside. Whoa! Sorry, guys. That's my alarms going off. RSI alarms are getting oversold for Bitcoin on the 15-minute. Yeah, 15. It's resetting and it's getting ready to give me some divergence. So that's a signal that I got a trade coming up potentially. So this wave might be finishing, guys, on Bitcoin. 15-minute. Yep, getting ready to give me some divergence here. So I like that. I'm going to be looking for a sell when I get a break of the structure right there. All right. Yep. Yeah, Seth. Let's do H bar. Hey, how was your show? It stopped in the middle of it for tornado warning. That'd put a damper on a show. I'm on YouTube, so we're live. Cool. All right, my wife was in School of Rock. Tonight was her last show. But there was a tornado warning in the process of it. All right, let's look at H bar here. USDT. There we go. This is the same as ADA. Seth, best I can tell here. Impulse down, three wave up, but is that finished? Man, what is that doing? Excuse me, I just burped in your ears. WXY, it's the best I got for you, Seth, right there. I use Surfshark, guys. Surfshark is great. It's 59 or 60 bucks for 2 years. You pay in advance. It's awesome. And not yet, not yet, Link. They haven't done it yet. That's a plausible count there. Surfshark also has what do you call it? Kill switch. So if you're not connected to a VPN, then it'll kill your internet. So yeah, I've really liked Surfshark. I haven't had any problem with the app. I use it on my phone. I use it on my laptop. I don't use it on my computer here. So this looks like an impulse off the top, Seth. So I'm looking for three waves back and then down. So once this finishes down, so there's H bar. I'm watching Bitcoin here, looking for a potential trade entry. I hate that. That's an ugly chart right there. 15-minute looks great. Wait for some divergence on the 1 minute. We're good to go. Yeah, it's you don't accidentally log in and without a VPN, and they know where you are and who you are. So yeah, that kill switch is nice. It doesn't matter what leverage I use. I don't want to. I don't want to share because you may copy me. I use a small enough position size so I never risk more than 10% of my account. Even that's kind of high for most traders that I would encourage. So I'm not risking ever. I mean, like I'm never trading or margining any more than 10% of my account. Now that's high. I recommend 1 to 5% for most people. But anyway, um, yeah, I use 10. And if I'm feeling froggy, I feel like this is a really big trade, and I put a little bit on the line, I'll do 25%. But that's high leverage, guys. And I mean, as far as that's a big part of the account, and I don't recommend that. You can really get killed if you don't know what you're doing and you're not on top of the trade. Anyway, dude, then you should not have super chatted me, man. I'm so glad you're in there, and thanks for sharing that, man. I'll be glad to do the BNB, but all my Patreons, all you got to do is, if I don't know your screen name in YouTube, then you just let me know, and I do it free anytime you want, bro. So please don't super chat me here, man. But thanks, yeah. Let me do BNB for you. I thought I had it on the list, but maybe I don't. Let me just pull it up here. Seth, did you get my H bar count? Okay. What is that? Yeah, BNB. So this gives me a sense of a three-wave move right there. You see that right there? don't jinx us, man. So that looks like a 335 right there as a flat, which has me thinking, okay, one, two, three, four, five. Ordinarily, I would see this as five, three, and then five. So I'd be looking for an ABC down. But man, they're just really pumping this thing. So I'd be looking at this as A, B, and then C. That would be my next move for BNB, Mr. Rubio. Um, but man, if they break this high, then I'm going to have to relook at this wave as three. But it could still be a flat. It could break that high and still come down here, right here. So this may come up for another wave and then down. But BNB, it's got the look of down. The only other option I see is, I mean, it's got some bullish divergence here on the 8 hour. Let me look on the 1 hour here. What's going to do next? What an ugly, ugly count that is. That looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 looks finished. A, B. So this looks like it wants to come up and then go down again. So that would be my guess. Boom, 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 boom. Done. 1, 2, 3, like there. So I think it's going to have a little bit of upside to go, and then it's going to go down. So it would seem to me that this needs to do this. Best I can tell, Mr. Rubio, Jean Del Rubio. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a little bit of a bullish move here, maybe for a flat 3, 3, 5, and then back down. But I'll tell you, I don't like this wave structure a whole lot. It's very pumpy. Pump up the price, pump it up. Zach, I trade on forex.com. I haven't been trading the forex for a while though. I've been taking a break from it because I've been focusing on crypto. It's been What's CVX? Is that a crypto, man? Or is that Chevron? I don't know. What? I'm not finding the chart, buddy. Yep. Triangle and BNB. I didn't see one. I just did it. Yeah, I couldn't find CVX, my man. Sorry. I'm not seeing a triangle in BNB. I don't think this is a triangle. No, no, I do not believe that's a triangle. This wave didn't come up high enough, and this isn't three waves. That's five waves. I'm looking for down. Could be a WXY and then down, but yeah, I don't think it's a triangle, my man. That's about right, Seth. Yeah, I'll look at Doge for you. All right, but you guys are gonna start asking for a bunch of charts, and I just don't have it in me, guys. I'm done. I'm done. Crypto. You guys you guys in the Discord. You guys want to do Bible study tonight after this? Let me know. I'm up for that. But if it's too late, and because I forgot to announce it, so we can try tomorrow night. Yeah, I won't take any requests, guys. I mean, see, I'm taking requests without super chats, and see that's what happens. You give an inch, and people start taking advantage. So yeah, I'm gonna have to call it quits there. Doge looks like crap, by the way. It looks like EOS. So go back to my EOS. It also looks like BNB. It just looks like trash. But the EOS chart, this looks a lot like EOS. So go back to my EOS analysis, and Doge resembles that quite a bit. So, all right, guys, y'all have a great night. It's good to be around you. Good to be with you. I hope you enjoyed the live. That's it for me. I'm gonna call it quits there. Um, y'all have a good one. Hey, what's up, Dave? There's Crypto Nurse. What's up, Dave? Yeah, okay. Let's do it tomorrow night. That'd be fine. Um, we can do Bible study tomorrow night. I thought we'd do it on Saturday nights. I just got to be reminded to share the announcement. So anyway, all right, y'all. Uh, actually, Zach, I've actually started a channel. I haven't posted my first Bible uh, channel, my first Bible video, but it's called the channel's going to be called Show Us Christ. I'll announce that on my channel here for anybody that wants to. Um, so yeah, what's up, Riggs? I'll get with you right after I'm done here. Okay. Um, but anyway, with that said, um, yeah, I'm gonna. I've been in full time ministry since 2004, and but I've in the last year we closed down a church plant that we were doing here in the town that I'm in. So I've really been not doing anything for the last year, and it's kind of killing me. And so I'm looking for outlets to just share the gospel and to share Christ with people in these last days for sure, man. So we just started a Bible study last week in the Discord, and that was good. And I forgot to announce it for today, and so a little late now. Um, but yeah, I've started that going to be starting that channel. Hopefully, get a video out this week, maybe Lord willing. It's called on the channel of Show Us Christ. I'll make an announcement here so you can get that. Just make sure you got the tag the notifications on. But anyway, thanks for being around, guys, and y'all have a fantastic evening. And I hope that analysis is helpful to you. And thanks for being such great people tonight. Appreciate it. We'll talk at you later.